On this episode of Project Race Car, we start preparing for the Wakefield 300 and get our racing licenses. We're entered in the 300 at Wakefield. Are you ready for this? No. Me neither. Neither's the car. With our entry into the Wakefield 300 submitted, we called in our resident mechanic Jono to plan what needed to be done before we could race. So what's the realistic chance of getting this done before the Wakefield 300?
How long will we have?
Well, it's not this weekend, it's the weekend after, so... Do you really need to change the oil filter before the 300? All good?
You haven't done much.
No.
Because half of the effort to get the motor out is to take the exhaust off, which we already have to do.
Yep.
We're going to have to pull all this, you know what I mean? Like there's so many things we're now looking at doing that it kind of just makes sense. While the motor's out, we can take the gearbox off and just see how the clutch is. Because we haven't looked at any of that stuff.
No,
so
we haven't.
I think it's a good idea just before we go into an enduro to know where all those other bits and pieces are.
Yep.
Because we might pull the clutch out and realise, oh, it's on its last legs. We can slap a new one in and it's no problem.
Yeah. Now the question for this is, do we do this next week after the Saturday thing?
Yeah, I think so.
So we leave a few days.
Yeah, because I've got to prep my one.
Yeah.
Which gives me this week I'll prep mine, and then next week we can do this.
Okay, sweet.
That's the other thing that we're going to have to sort of do some practice on this week and next week is driver change.
Yes.
So you need to sort of work out who's going to start the race.
Yeah.
And
it'll probably be Dan.
So if he's starting, so
he'll start.
Getting out, you getting in.
Yeah.
We'll have to work out.
Because we'll only do one driver change, right?
Likely, yeah.
Yeah. The
more it's just instinct knowing how to get in and out, the more you can keep your mind ready for dealing with the variables.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, round about here is where hopefully you'll all be, if you're all good children. So over there, near that wall, is not the place to be. That guarantees a slow lap. If you're in this area, where you will end up at the end of the day again, this is a place to be. So if you can try to get there earlier on, it makes it much better for you. And you'll understand why once you've done it a few times. So around this area is a nice place to be. However, you go high and cut in, or you follow it and go out early. You guys figure it out.
After processing some mental notes from the track walk, it was time to get out and give the car a good run around Pheasant Wood.
Spent after an hour.
Keeps fun little track.
2:30 now. We've got an hour and a half. So that's 2 more 20-minute stints each with enough time to stop and swap over.
Yeah.
Or until we run out of fuel. Once we run out of fuel, we've got no more fuel. So.
Oh, yeah, I think we're pretty low actually.
Yeah.
It didn't surge or anything, but at one point it was on 4.
Yeah, right.
But then it goes up to 20 and then...
I reckon it's you come in and then you sit on an angle and the overflow just drizzles out.
Yeah, well, it's not overheating.
No, it didn't give me any overheating water.
Although the colour of that water's a bit dodgy, we're going to have to try that. Whoa, it's hot out there. You're not going to be able to drive, there's no overflow there, you're going to hop out. I think we're done for the day.
It must be out on the track though.
Yeah, it's just gone, hey. Like, there's supposed to be an overflow there for the radiator. It ain't there no more, which is not ideal.
That sucks. I was ready to have a go.
I was always felt off about that overflow being there, hey, in the wheel well.
It's not the best place for it. Came down to the bottom corner, hooked a left, and I had a bang. There was a pop the
Radiator overflow
out of the car.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got it.
Ah, there it is.
This will be yours, won't it?
That would be ours, I suppose. It's probably not worth anything now.
Well, I suppose
Thank you.
it's a good idea to put them on after the Nissan one worked so well.
That's
I think that's done and dusted.
yeah.
But
But that would have been what the noise was.
I reckon
You reckon?
it's had a major catastrophe, major vomit.
I reckon it's come off and the wheels picked it up and spat it underneath it. And that's why I've heard.
That's probably where the dent.
After getting back to the office, we quickly discovered exactly what had caused the overflow to break.
That is one delaminated tyre.
Delaminated.
What happened there, Dan?
It delaminated. D.
So we got our licenses, now we just needed to get the car ready, and it was time for the Wakefield 300.